Hello everyone, this is Chris with StickerFab, and today I'm inside our 2025 Toyota 4Runner. What I'm doing is I'm making a protection panel for the glove box, and I'm going to be installing that today. So I'll briefly walk you through how to get this installed. Actually, the install might take a little bit, but I'm going to try to be pretty thorough so you guys can get the same results. I kind of realized that I needed to do this very early on, but then the other day I picked up my daughter and she had her backpack and she was just scraping the bottom of this. So these soft plastics, they are susceptible to damage, but you can add a layer of protectant, just like this overlay. This is a very durable, high-tack material, so it's ultra sticky. And then it has laminate on top of it. At least this doesn't, but the final product does, which is right there. I am going to clean this off with a microfiber. I'm going to use some StickerFab installation fluid. Ideally, you install high-tack dry. However, this is such a large piece, you kind of need to have it to move it around, or it will stick and it'll just start plying up really weird when you start to try to adjust it and whatnot. It is like 86 degrees outside. It's hot, so I have the vehicle on right now, trying to chill it to around 72 degrees or so. Just trying to get it to where the vinyl doesn't stretch too much without me purposely applying heat. And to purposely apply heat, I have this little heat gun. It's portable, it's battery powered obviously, so it doesn't output that much heat. It's more like a hair dryer on high. I do also have a squeegee with me. Probably won't use it that much, but I do have it handy. I will take this off. I'll clean it off again with StickerFab application fluid and then this microfiber, which I will also use again at the very end because all the liquid that I'm getting out of there, I want to kind of dry it up real quick. Let me get this peeled off and we'll do our installation. Sorry for the AC noise in case you can hear that. Again, it's just really hot out here. I installed this morning. There's still moisture under it even that many hours later. Sometimes to push the very ends down, it's easier to wait until this dries out. So like over the course of a day, you might want to come back and push the ends down and whatnot. I am thinking about selling this piece separately in case you just want a little accent design and you don't want to go all out and do this whole panel. The way I designed this is, I actually took the whole thing out. There's 3 bolts right here, and then there's a bolt hidden behind this trim here and a bolt hidden behind this trim here. And then you have this airbag panel at the bottom that you have to kind of pull out to get this out. But it was easier to make the template that way. Definitely much easier to bring the whole thing inside and work on it. But I figured you guys probably don't want to take this out. Most people won't. If you do, go ahead and take it out and then work on it inside. Might be a lot more easy to do it that way. You get to manipulate the whole thing instead of like trying to reach down here. I will probably do another cover up for this panel. I have to basically get the dimensions of the airbag and make sure there's a cutout there, so if it does explode, it'll kind of just pop off that sticker in the middle and leave the sticker on the outside. Let's see here. We will have to open this at times. I'm gonna spray it real quick, kind of get it all wet. All right, now we will peel off this vinyl. And what I want to do is spray it down a little bit so it doesn't stick to my hands and so that it doesn't stick to itself. Here, I'm going to poke this out real quick. Let's just put it up here. Let's peel it back. Spray. Be careful around here because you do have to take this little area out. You don't want to pull too hard on that or you'll get kind of like these little stretch marks on the corners here. Peel, peel, peel. Be careful, don't let it touch itself until it's all sprayed down. All right. So now I can kind of drape this top part up here. Let's actually center it around this cutout first. It's cut out for the lock latch mechanism. That's the best way to center this up. Nice visual reference right there. if you align this up pretty well, everything else should fall into place. Now, every install is going to be a little bit different, and it's all going to be based on this initial placement. So the tolerances are there so that you should have a pretty good install, even if you're off by like a few millimeters or so. But another thing to remember is that this is not flat going this way. It actually bows out just a little bit, so that's why we have to have the heat gun, and that's why we will be doing a little stretching. Try to get it pushed down through the center section. This guy just goes around there. We'll let it dry out and play with that later. But let's just get everything looking pretty neat and tidy around this opening. I can pull the latch, push some of this forward. It's actually super loud in here right now. I hope it doesn't transfer to the video. That AC is cranking. I got some tunes in the background. I can barely hear them, but you know, helps my mental sanity. Helps my mental sanity to kind of listen to something in the background. All right. I think it helped that the glove box was warm because it's like adhering pretty well to those top edges so far. Just using my hands right now. I might have to get out of the vehicle to really squat down and get this part down here. But let's kind of push it through the middle in the beginning. So I'll get that squeegee. I'll push right through the middle. I kind of stopped right before the end because I'm gonna have to find a place for all this other vinyl to go. So I'm using my thumbs to kind of push it out gently. Might have to peel this corner up and kind of push into that corner. Now you're becoming more like a wrap installer. So you are doing a little stretching. Okay, so that left side looks pretty good. We have to repeat the same basically for the right here. Be sure to really feel this out, and you want to stop stretching or progressing or making forward progress when you feel that something's going to crease. That's when you have to back off and reassess the situation. That light crease there, I'm pretty sure I can get that out with a little bit of heat. I can feel all the moisture coming out of this vinyl. So at the very end, you're always going to have a lot of vinyl here. Let's see if we can find a place for it all to go. Being very gentle. I'm trying to stretch it over the edge without it creasing. Just have to give that vinyl a place to go to. So I'm going to peel more of this back up. Okay, now I'm going to use a little bit of heat on this edge here. Sometimes you'll see the vinyl shrink just a little bit. Try to use my right hand so you guys can see that. My rule of thumb, no pun intended, is that you don't want it to get so hot that it burns your fingers. If it's burning your fingers and you can't hold your fingers in front of the heat gun or heat source, then you probably are using too much heat. You don't want to stretch the vinyl like crazy. Kind of want to use the bare minimum when it comes to heat. Whatever will get the job done, but nothing more than that. You might see some of the adhesive start to come out. You can clean all of that up at the very end. Let's make sure this top edge is still down. Had to back the heat gun away just a little bit. Felt like it was getting a little warm. The heat also increases the adhesion of that adhesive. Heat and pressure really affects it. All right, now this bottom part, I don't want to pull the airbag trim panel off. It's kind of a pain in the butt. So what I'm going to use is that squeegee. I'm going to push it into that seam. Just be really careful not to ding the vinyl. I actually dinged it just a little bit right there, but probably won't be able to see that once the install is done. The more time you spend on this install, the better results. The better the results are, so just remember that. Time and patience. Sorry that you guys have probably got a shot of the back of my head, but kind of a hard angle to get right here. I'll probably go back with a marker on that little white scuff that I left right there. I think that happened because, one, I heated up, and two, I just jammed this down there. Three, there could have been a bubble behind it. Could have snagged. So let me get that marker, and then I will give you guys a once-over of this entire install. All right, silly me, there is that one last piece. Let's go ahead and get this latch cover pulled out. So you could wet this, or you could be very careful to align it properly. Now, I probably could have split the difference between there and there and there and there to make that a little bit more even, but just a small little install. Not error, just I could have done better. All right, now the keyhole, gotta take that hole out. And there's usually like a little, I don't see it. Sometimes there's a little bit of an a ring around that. Just line it up with this rectangular opening. And then just push down. All right, now it's all filled in. You can clean it all up, dry it all out, and you're done. Let's go around the world real quick and see what we have done. We have the seatbelt protector for these, and then we have the armrest going right there, the door cup insert, we have the dash overlay, now we have the glove box covered up. And it's covered up all the way down just to where the glove box meets this airbag trim right there. So if you want to pick this up, you can find it at stickerfab.com. Please like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you've not already, and hit the bell notification icon. Latest and greatest things I'm coming out with for the 2025 and up Toyota 4Runner. This should also fit 2024 and up Toyota Tacoma.